Hey guys, in this video we're going to be going over 3 things which I've used the last few years to really push my deadlift forward. So let's get after it. What's going on everyone, Ken with Cerberus USA here. So first off, if you're new to the channel, go ahead, hit that subscribe button down here, and that way you get notifications every time new content becomes available. So, like I said, today's video is going to be all about deadlifting, and specifically 3 things that I've used in the last couple of years which have really pushed my deadlift forward. So, number 1, speed pools. Now, speed pools are basically a way where we can teach ourselves both physically and neurologically to drive as hard as we possibly can into the bar. Now, the reason we want to do that is essentially that as the weight gets heavier, we are inherently going to slow down. There's no way we can't. But if we can teach ourselves to apply more force to the bar, we can then move that bar faster. So the way I like to do it is to use a thing called accommodating resistance, which is basically using either bands or chains on the bar to give more weight at the top of the lift. Now, chains give more real weight, while bands add elastic response. I personally like the elastic response more because it's a different feel. So you basically feel as if you're getting crushed into the ground. So when you hit that mid portion of the lift, you have to drive harder. So for me personally, it teaches me to not only drive super hard off the floor, but also to keep trying to accelerate through the entire portion of the lift. The other way we can do it is just with straight weight. Now, you might not have access to bands, you might not have access to a band, a platform with band pegs, so we can do straight weight too. I have used straight weight for many years, and I always had good results, but like I said, the bands allowed me to neurologically speed up even more. In terms of loads for these, I think for me personally, I think between 50 and 60% if you're using accommodating resistance, between 60 and 70% if you're using straight weight. So there's number 1. Number 2 is upper back strength. None of us, be you a competing athlete in strength sports or even just daily life, and you're only working out for daily life, so to speak, none of us have enough upper back strength. Now, you might be able to row 400 pounds, but when it comes to deadlifting, you're not trying to row hard and keep in that, like that, hit that one movement. You're actually trying to hold position, and that's where I see a lot of athletes fall down. So instead of doing something like a pendlay row or a barbell row, I like something more intricate and more, I guess subtle might be the best word to put it, or best way to put it, such as face pulls, incline dumbbell rows, prone dumbbell rows, band pull aparts, even doing a seated row where you have a sort of a medium grip and you're really forcing the scapular retraction and holding those lockouts and holding those end positions. That for me has more carryover into a big deadlift than something like a big heavy barbell row. And for me, I would personally do more bilateral work versus uni, so 2 hands at once, specifically because we are tied to the bar with 2 hands. So there's number 2. Number 3, the big one. This is the one which I never thought would actually lead to big gains in my deadlift, but I was totally wrong with that. And that is doing a safety bar squat, but with a close stance, very similar to our deadlift stance, and then throwing Olympic lifting shoes on too, so we add a heel to the motion. So the big reason for the heel is that initially, using a safety bar is going to put us in a position where we have to lock down and stabilize with our back and posterior chain a lot more than if with a barbell squat, and then bring in the stance in, now makes it deadlift specific, and then adding the heel basically exacerbates that forward lean, which makes us over over torque, I guess is maybe the best word, over torque the positioning and the holding that we can do to then help build the deadlift. The other thing I'd like to do is add in pauses from the hole, because the deadlift literally is starting from a dead stop. So why not make the squat more specific to the deadlift? Now, while a deadlift is not a squat, it's a hip hinge, we're still having to hold position hard and drive hard through a lift from being lower down to standing up. So that's the way I look at it, and it actually worked really, really well for me. So that's why I'm painting it in here too. So there's my big three. Give them a try. Let me know what you think. If you have anything which you feel maybe is better for you, throw in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. And until next time, keep training hard, keep staying strong, and I will catch you in the next video.